So, Soul Simmers, the Sims team just released the official gameplay trailer. So, this is the second trailer we've gotten for the Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. The first trailer is just kind of a reveal trailer, giving some overview, some highlight. This trailer is 6 minutes long, so double as long as the first one. And it's going to go over a little bit more details. So, I wanted to go by frame on this one and just kind of see what we didn't see in the reveal trailer.
100,000 welcomes to Innisgreen, where the joys are plentiful and the wonders are.
Okay, so it is pronounced Innisgreen. I wasn't 100% sure how we were supposed to pronounce Innisgreen, but it's just what it looks like. So it's a beautiful world, it always is. I'm not sure what this little small house over here is, but it's always absolutely gorgeous. The worlds are never the issue.
Awe-inspiring. Here, it feels like we're.
And of course, there's like a seaside something. I don't know what that building is. Maybe you can buy raw materials.
Truly enchanted by nature. There are many.
I mean, the outdoor plants and shrubbery, just the build bio this pack alone is very beautiful. I'm not sure how I feel about Creative Sim. Kind of loud with all these neon colors, like these overalls.
To enjoy the bounties of nature, many paths to follow. From a peaceful life outdoors to exploring.
And it's nice to see that you will be able to have a mix of indoor and outdoor plants. So you can see she has new gardening type clutter. We have this box of like gardening caddy tools. We've got like gardening shears and gloves on the ground. So you got new clutter, new stuff for the walls. I'm loving all this hanging plants. Makes the indoors feel more homey for sure. The door is pretty. It looks like butterfly wings on the door. It's really gorgeous here on the left. I like her arm jewelry. It's very cute. Now that's different. So when we saw the reveal trailer, it looked like she was spraying water on the plants with like a spray bottle. But here it looks like she's pouring with a gardening watering plant. Oh no, she's still spraying. Okay. So maybe different plants get different things. So I wonder if they're going to treat the planted pots like the gardening skill, but just making it indoors. I hope it's the same gardening skill. I don't want to have a different skill for inside plants as there is for outside plants. It's going to take way too long to build two different skills. But it's nice to see that you can maybe fertilize them. You can water them different ways.
A pure dose of joy.
Okay, now here's a plant sim. Now we've had plant sims in The Sims 4 already, but they are, I want to say they're a temporary occult. I don't think there's something you can easily trigger in The Sims 4. I have to do a little bit more research into plant sims because I actually have not done it. I know there was a scenario back when The Sims 4 had scenarios, which I think those have gone away or they haven't been updated in a while. But The Sims 4 Plant Sims was a scenario that you could play out. And the Plant Sims have been around since The Sims 2, really. They seem to have better gardening skills, better in tune with nature. But The Sims 4 Plant Sims are temporary. So if you eat a forbidden fruit, you can be a Plant Sim for up to 5 days. So, that's different. I wonder if plant sims are going to be permanent now. Like maybe they're revamping the gardening skill and or plant sims to see how this works. Also on the table, new jewelry box that looks like it opens up. Now I don't know if it's a jewelry box or it's an apothecary kit because it looks like there's little potions or bottles in it. New chair with the bee emblem on it. So it's like really cute. Everything's cute.
Just water them when dry and look good as new. Oh, except for those poor things. Oh, here's a tip. A little fairy dust goes a long way.
Now, we did see when they did the build by Spotlight, fairies playing in sinks. So it looks like fairies can be big and little, both in their fairy homes and also in the real world, in the Sims worlds. So I guess you can get fairy dust from fairies if you're nice to them, and then it can help you revitalize some of your plants, the fairy dust. We're seeing more clutter, like this rose in a jar, a new mirror up here on the left, new cabinet. Some of the sinks have slots underneath where you can put little potted plants, which is cute.
Enchanted plants water and weed themselves. Oh, they do tend to attract pixies, though. Hey, at least they're cute.
Now, I wonder if pixies are going to be a problem. Like, are they going to cause chaos with your plants, or is it something where you just ignore it?
Those with slightly more gardening expertise bring more of the outdoors in.
Right, her whole house is basically a garden at this point. But it's cool to see how they can be slotted. So potted plants can fit on wall shelves, coffee tables. Some potted plants look like they can be put into these planter boxes or the round planter circles. So that's cool that they're not and they can just be on the floor. So they're not too limited on how you can bring them into your Sims home. I like this wall shelf that looks like a mushroom. That's kind of cute. Different swatches of that. Now the nature press, they haven't gone into a ton of detail. I hope they touch on that a little bit here soon.
Potted plants. Place them wherever they fit. Fill the entire room if you want. If you're a fellow fan of foliage, your passion can take you a long way.
Oh, you can name your house plant. Okay. That's cool to have you feel a little bit more invested in keeping them alive.
Go on, name them, talk to them, whatever.
Oh, you can compliment them on photosynthesis process. That's cute.
I don't judge. You may have noticed a little flicker earlier. Well,
So that's always interesting to see.
wait is over. Fairies are here.
Okay.
Let's start with the basics, shall we? A mere mortal aspiring to be a fairy.
So it's a plant that makes you a fairy? Oh no, she planted something to talk to Mother Nature. So Mother Nature, I guess, will be a new NPC, I guess exclusive to Inniscreen. Not 100% sure, and she can help you transform into a fairy.
All you have to do
With
is
this
follow the
potion or
path laid out
something?
for you and
That's interesting. So becoming a fairy, if you don't want to make them in Create a Sim, I guess you can get this through the Mother Earth gameplay kind of features. It's a gorgeous transformation.
Oh, look at this entrance. Subtle, right? Oh, I love witnessing the transformation.
And of course, we have full customization, which we saw a little bit of this in the Create a Sim spotlight, where your sim you can create the wings, you can choose what size you want, the colors, the layering. It's very customizable.
There are many ways for you to customize your fairy form. Stunning.
That's absolutely
Go on, my little
gorgeous.
style icon.
So it looks like fairies have different needs than regular Sims. So fairies can have emotional force, which is replaces like their energy. And then they have fun, social, energy, and hygiene. So they need to regenerate emotional force. It seems like it depletes pretty quickly, and it probably depletes faster as your sim is doing fairy magic or fairy related activities.
Different for you now. Fairies are truly emotion-driven creatures nourished by the moods of others. But if you don't take care of your needs, well, it's always a pity to see one go like that. Luckily, you can simply consume bottled emotions or absorb emotions from others to fulfill
Okay.
your needs.
So pretty simple. Looks like you have a couple of ways. You either pass away from not filling your needs, or you can buy bottled potions of needs, or you can steal someone else's emotions. That's going to be interesting to see what kind of chaos that creates in the sim that you drain their emotions from. Oh, new woohoo.
Oh, I'm still here, right?
So you can do a small fairy woohoo.
As I was saying, absorbing emotions comes naturally to every fairy, as does shrinking. but many.
How
where
cute.
abilities
So your
vary.
fairy can be little. I'm sure it takes a lot of emotional pull to do so. But I like seeing that they can have a small woohoo. It kind of reminds me of the ghost woohoo from Life and Death, where the ghost can woohoo with the living in random objects. It's like that's kind of quirky. I like to see some different kind of woohoo types with this pack. So I don't know if this is the only one or if we're going to get others as well.
Simply the sugar on top.
Okay, so this is the fairy skill tree, which is pretty much what we figured. We knew that skill tree was going to be a big deal. They did a great job with Life and Death and Ghosts, and that ability to have, you know, either good, neutral, or bad ghost abilities. This one doesn't look like it's segmented off by fairy type, like if you're a good fairy versus a bad fairy. It looks like the abilities are in categories. So if you choose to manipulate people, that's a category, and then there's an emotion, and then there's nature, and then there's customization. So kind of hard to speculate what these are. So there's gonna be 5 levels, it looks like, of fairy abilities, and they kind of go up. So at the bottom here for manipulation, I don't know, that's an interesting one. I think the most obvious path, of course, is nature. It's going to give you the ability to harvest plants, you know, make things bloom, make things grow. You know, that's kind of cool. Now, customization, I don't know what that means. So, like, one example is age up another person, which feels a little aggressive looking back at it. So this one, you age them up, I guess, against their will to make them older. Or maybe turn someone into a gnome is in the manipulation. You can damage furniture or like appliances. You can change their luck. Now, luck is supposed to be a new system coming with this pack. We're not quite sure how luck works, though.
Come, fulfill good and wicked desires. Like
Now, gnomes, we've had gnomes in The Sims 4 before. So with the Sims 4 seasons, if you ever play Harvest Fest, you had gnomes that would pop into your home, and you could give them, try to appease them with different objects like toys or cubes or pie, and then they would leave like these seed packets if you were successful, or they would destroy stuff if you were not successful. Now it looks like gnomes can be brought to life, and they can do different assignments around your house. So you can have a gnome clean for you, they can garden for you, they can protect you, which I don't know what they're protecting you from. And then they can do household repairs and upgrades.
bringing gnomes to life or messing with relationships.
Oh, okay.
We love a little drama. But fairy life isn't for everybody. Like this nature nomad. Ah, sure. Living off the land may be an adjustment.
Now,
at first.
she's eating a raw frog, which is really interesting. I hope they have the ability to actually cook some of the things that are foraged, like mushrooms and frogs, in new recipes, not just completely eating it raw. New tattoo of a mushroom here, a lot more like floral paint on her arm. Key necklace is new. I think this hair with the leaves in it is also new.
Taste, perhaps? But the more time you spend working on natural living skills, the easier it gets to manage your needs. Seriously, why confine yourself to 4 walls when nature has been all-inclusive since the dawn of time?
Okay, so this is a little bit of the luck system. So Rory's totally not sure, but he's feeling like bad luck is looming over him today. Whereas Anthony is feeling sure he has good luck shining brightly on him today. So the luck system is kind of screwy. So it's based on your mood, it sounds like. So if your sim stays relatively happy, they'll have a balanced life and they'll have good luck based on that balance. If things go wonky and they become out of balance, that might affect their luck.
To teeter into imbalance, experiencing minor symptoms. Ignoring it leads to serious consequences.
Oh no.
Picking up an ailment. Oh. Okay, time to bring in some outside help.
Okay, so these ailments and luck pull into each other, which is interesting. Trying to keep your life balanced. I hope they explain what that means by balanced. We have a lot of systems that affect our sims, like sentiments from Snowy Escape, you know, the romantic satisfaction from Love Struck, the social compatibility from Growing Together. So there's a lot of systems kind of in play at the same time. I don't know how luck is going to work with all of those. Hopefully there's some cross-pack play there with that.
You can craft everyday plants into elixirs and cures galore.
I missed what I wanted to
Like
pause up. Okay, so this table is huge, by the way. I do have a small complaint for the Sims team, which is every new skill seems to have these huge tables. Like if you ever play Crystal Creations and you did the jewelry making or gemology skill, it has a huge table that has to be put out for you to make the jewelry. And it's like, our Sims homes are not that huge, at least for me. So it's like, there's not always room to put these huge tables here. Like, I wish the apothecary kit was just like the piston and mortar and the book set, and you could just throw that on top of any countertop, because that's huge. That's going to take up a lot of space in the Sims home. But what you can see here is you can buy ingredients if you don't have all the natural ingredients that you need. You can mentor people in it. Now, mentorship is a base game skill. You can mentor people who have a higher skill level. I think it has to be like 5 or higher to mentor someone who's obviously newer at the skill. But to get paid for the mentorship, you have to have businesses and hobbies. You can study apothecary cures, which probably helps you build more skill, or you can craft a cure if you already know how to make it. Now, they speed ran through this, but it looks like there's going to be a ton of ailments. So all these cures seem to be related to ailments. So there's the gnome cure, the luck magnet cure, the emotional void cure, the calming drought, the enchanted eyes. And it looks like there's going to be new ingredients to harvest. So we don't have in the game right now aura petals. That seems to be new. I think moss might be new. Acorn might be new. Some of these are already in the game, though. Like, we have daisies, we have lemon, we have basil. Those are already in the game. So it's going to be a mix of new and old to make some of these ingredients. A wee drink. I like that. Momentary happiness, an emotion stone, a balanced mind. Now that's going to be interesting, because a balanced mind says any positive emotion potion, any negative emotion potion, and the small critter bone. Hopefully they give us hints on how to acquire some of these. Like a cow plant berry is kind of hard to find.
Jenny Moons or elixirs that fulfill all your needs for a time. Whoa, is that lucky liquid? I know a fisher.
Okay, so that's kind of cool. I like seeing that, the elixirs and cures are something that you can do definitely as a side business too. If you have businesses and hobbies or get to work, you should be able to sell some of these elixirs and cures in a new store. So let's give some cross-pack play ideas for those of you who have some of the other expansion packs. Now this says Herbal House Call. Welcome to Willow's first day as a neuropath healer. You'll begin to receive clients today and have the opportunity to put your skills to use. You must be as thorough as possible to diagnose them with the correct ailment or issue to avoid sending a patient home uncured. Remember, ailments aren't always the cause for a patient's visit. Sometimes you'll need to dig a little deeper to find the problem.
To help others with your new skill.
So it looks like it's not a rabbit hole skill. It looks like the natural path healer is a active career. And the reason why I say that is in this upper corner here, it says workday ends at 5 o'clock. And you can cure alien sim, conduct client intake. So people can come to your home lot, it sounds like. Or maybe this is a rabbit hole lot, like if you played the Grim Reaper active career in Life and Death, you go to that building and then people can come here. So I'm not sure where they're going. Maybe this is his home lot, maybe it isn't. But I like that it's an active career. We don't have a ton. We got the 3 active careers, let's get to work. And then we had the Dream Home Decorator career, the Paranormal Investigator career, and then the Grim Reaper active career. So this is like our 8th active career. This is Neuropath Healer.
Naturopaths. After a quick exam, it's time to determine the best course of treatment. Hopefully.
So that's what's going to be fun. Is it looks like she had 2 options. He could either express sympathy or revitalize her needs, so he could choose which way he wanted to go with her. So at least it's not as easy as just press a button. I like that there's a little bit of challenge on the player's part to figure out how to cure the ailments. Oh no, that was the wrong one though.
Sometimes that means designing a wellness program for a client or offering a plant-based remedy. Of course, not all plants are entirely ordinary. The moody shrub allows you to extract emotions from it. An aura blossom can affect your luck or imbalance as long as you don't anger it. Oh, and the lightning root. I'm sure they're fine.
Cool. So it's like, I like that you have the option to, at least you can make the plants at home. You don't have to go foraging for some of this stuff. And you can just keep some extras on hand. So a lot of elixirs, just to read a couple since they're on the screen anyways. The supernatural elixir, supernatural shield. This elixir grants an invisible shield of protection from any negative powers or abilities of vampires, werewolves, spellcasters, and fairies. That's really cool, and I love to see the cross pack play with other occults. The calming drought removes a +1 angry or sad moodlet. The momentary happiness, this elixir will grant a temporary happy moodlet and refill needs slightly. The enhanced eyes, this elixir grants a keen eye, temporarily improving forage finding and allowing Sims to have a better odds of repairing like broken items. The celestial protection, this elixir prevents a Sim from receiving an ailment that they would otherwise receive. And the lucky liquid, so any Sim who consumes this elixir will feel a temporary boost in their luck. There's also a ton more. So a wee drink, this elixir will almost always cause a bladder failure. How uncomfortable. The holistic cure, this elixir isn't all-powerful. It will remove most negative moodlets, all ailments, and fully restore a Sim's needs and balance. So this one seems like it's OP. It has the most options with it. The gnome lure cure will only cure the gnome lure ailments. So some of these are specific to specific ailments. Balance mind. This elixir will help restore a Sim's natural balance.
To help so many folks in need.
Okay, so he got cured easily. Okay, so this is the little coastal town, or coastal part of the town that we were seeing earlier. So it looks like it's a fishing pier that you can fish off of. These two are fishing off of it here on the edge.
Magical elements throughout in a screen strikes a perfect balance, if I do say so myself.
Now that's interesting. Now I do want to say or ask, is this bar in the fairy house or is this just a regular bar in town?
Are happy to fill you in. Lending a hand is a fast way to make friends and hear all kinds of stories about this place. Plus, earn a few
Oh, a
rewards.
plant sim.
Speaking of locals,
Again. And my goodness, he's in great shape. So is the plant sim a part of the tree or?
At my ex, Spruce. Oh, and will you look at that? Our cosmic hourglass is emptied. Well, that's the grand tour. I'd say you're ready to explore this enchanted world of ours. Time for me to dissolve into the mist somewhere. You're gonna do great. Just don't forget to...
Okay, so pretty interesting. I wasn't expecting as much now as we saw. I think the things that surprised me the most was the reintroduction of plant sims as a part of the lore, which they didn't really touch on 100% if the plant sims are going to now be permanent occults or are they still going to be temporary occults. I am glad to see that the new neuro path or nature path healer is a active career, not a rabbit hole. I like to see the new woohoo and death type. That was cool. There was some stuff I didn't expect. I do still have a lot of questions though, and I may do a separate video on those questions. But for example, what's happening with plant sims? Are plant sims going to be permanent or not? What is the luck system? What makes you lucky versus unlucky? They didn't really go into that too much in this. The indoor plants, are those going to be a separate skill? Those indoor potted plants, or are they still a part of the gardening skill? And then can children manage indoor potted plants or not? Because to my knowledge, children can't garden at this stage. So I don't know if that's possible now since they're indoor and they're smaller. But yeah, I'm curious. It really hasn't tilted the needle too much for me in terms of interest in the gameplay. I can see how occult players would be very happy and satisfied with this pack, of course, but for those of us who are not huge occult players, I don't know what else you're getting with the pack, except for a very beautiful build buy and a nice world. You know, it's like, which is great, but is that worth $40? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the gameplay reveal trailer?